Hey, good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, or good night, whenever it is that you catch this. I hope you're doing well, and I hope that you enjoy this episode because today we're going to talk once again about longevity. People are living longer now, and people have been living longer and longer like longer than usual over the last 25 years. It started with, the old school rock and rollers, like the Rolling Stones, like David Bowie, like Fleetwood Mac. 25 years ago, these people were all in their 50s at that point in time, and they all looked younger. Now, some of them didn't look healthy young, or don't look healthy young because they did a bunch of drugs or are still doing a bunch of drugs as we speak. Some of them are smokers. David Bowie was a secondhand smoker when he was alive, and so I think that's what ultimately led to his cancer diagnosis, was because he was a hardcore secondhand smoker. All these different things can really cause you to either get really sick or die earlier than you should. And the same thing goes for overeating or not eating any of the right foods. Like you hear about calories a lot, right? There's this big emphasis on calories. You shouldn't consume so many calories in one day because otherwise you'll either get fat or you'll stay fat or you'll get fatter. And that's really dependent on where you're getting your calories from. I agree with that. If you're getting a bunch of empty calories, if you're getting 2,000 empty calories a day eating McDonald's, of course you're going to get fat. Of course you're going to get unhealthy. But it depends on the right calorie intake, right? Calories from meat, right? Calories from oatmeal. Calories from fill in the blank. It's whatever food is not fast food, right? So the whole calorie narrative, I think really needs to be. I think it needs to be explained a little bit better because just throwing in the word calorie, you eat too many calories. If you eat this many calories in a day, you'll get fat or you'll die. You need to be a little bit more specific about what those calories are, right? So that's one thing. The other thing is diet, right? I mean, we're still talking about the same thing, but I say this a lot, especially to people that are under 30. If you don't start taking your diet more seriously, if you don't start going to the gym, if you don't start exercising, if you don't start stretching, if you don't start taking your vitamins, if you don't get enough sunlight, your 30s and your 40s are going to suck if you continue to do what you've been doing in your 20s. And I know that seems like kind of a hard concept to grasp, because in your 20s you're the youngest that you're ever going to be, right? And so automatically you think that you're going to live forever, which is not true. You could die at any point at any age. It could be 5 minutes from now, it could be tomorrow, but you really have to start taking that stuff seriously. Otherwise, you're gonna start accruing all these different health problems and all these different mental problems too early in life. Again, in your 30s and 40s, and you might not see your 50th birthday, to be honest. So those are certain things to take into consideration. I want to close this episode out by citing a couple of sources. Now, I haven't done any legitimate research on this. These are just podcasts that, you know, that this is just what I've been hearing through the grapevine. Okay, one of them is when Joe Rogan had Theo Vaughn on his show. They were talking about people potentially living up to 150 years old. I mean, can you believe that? Yeah, you're lucky if you make it to 90, right, or 100, or even before that. And now they're talking about 150. So if I'm 31, and if I make all the right choices, if I do all the things that I'm supposed to do, then technically I probably have about 120 years to live, right? But it's a really hard concept to grasp, because we're also used to living and dying at a certain age, right? Like a normal age at which you should die. The life expectancy right now is 78 and a half years old. And I know that what I'm about to say sounds kind of weird, but that's a little pathetic. If the average life expectancy is 78 and a half years old, then we really need to start looking at ourselves as society and really asking, like, are we making all the right choices? Are we holding our end of the bargain? Are we are we differing? Oh man, my brain's not working right now. Hold on, you guys. That's another thing too, is sleep. I don't get enough sleep throughout the day, and so that's why you guys will hear a lot of uhs and ums, and like there's some pauses too. It's because I really don't get enough sleep, which I need to work on, but I just haven't really had the time. But I need to make the time, because sleep is important. If you sleep at least 7 to 9 hours a day, that will indeed increase your longevity. That'll and that'll give you energy to do all the things you need to do throughout the day. And then another one is another podcast that I heard. Oh man, I hope I'm not forgetting it already. Is it was if you guys know who Pat Bet-David is, he's the valuetainment guy. He owns several businesses. I think he's a realtor, and I saw a clip or a video that he did the other day talking about the scariest number in the human language, and that's the number 9. And I can kind of see that. When I was 29, I was really freaking out about turning 30. I'm like, like, man, I'm fat. Like, I'm not where I need to be financially. I'm not where I need to be in my career. What do I do, right? So, I mean, that's really scary when you get to any 9 number, like 29. Oh my God, I'm going to turn 30. 39. Oh my God, I'm going to turn 40. And the list goes on and on and on. But as long as you do all the right things that I just talked about here, you don't really have a whole lot to worry about. If you do good, and if you do good for yourself, then you can do good for the rest of the world, right? And it'll all come back to you, and you'll live a little bit longer on top of that. So anyway, guys, that's all I have for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, despite all the uhs and the ums. I know I'm probably going to be made fun of. Someone's probably going to make fun of me about that again, but who cares? I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, just do all the normal things that I suggest, like subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Instagram. You guys know what my platforms are. Go check out OSNAP in the link tree in my bio. They got a really great pre-workout that'll help you get your day started and get a really good workout in. So anyway, guys, I am tired, and I still have a long day to go ahead of me. So until tomorrow, I will see you again soon.